Hello my beautiful Leos and welcome to my channel. I am Ivy Rose with Creatively Ivy Rose Oracle Readings. Now this is a general reading for all of my Leos out there, so it may resonate with you, but it may not. But if it does, please like and subscribe, as that'll help me to pick up on all of your energy for future readings. Now all the Oracle decks that I'll be using are going to be shown on my table here, but there will also be links in the description below where you can find and purchase each one. And I do also offer personal readings, so the link to my Etsy will also be listed below. All right, Leos, actually, let's go ahead and do a couple of announcements real quick. So if you hear any weird sounds in the background, I have a new little kitty cat who has very, very bad allergies. So I apologize in advance if you hear anything. If anybody knows of any natural remedies or anything that could help little kitty cats with allergies, I would really appreciate you listing them in the comments below. That would be so helpful and so appreciated. And also, as you can see, I have tilted my camera up a little bit more so that when I shuffle and the cards fall out, you can actually see them, because I was unaware until I got feedback that you could not see when I did the shuffles. And it's kind of disappointing when you don't get to see the cards fall out, because it's such an amazing thing. And I also want you guys to know that I'm not doing it myself. It just happens. So if anybody has any advice or any... what's the word I'm looking for? Any suggestions? This channel is slowly but surely growing. It is still very much a baby channel, so please give me all the feedback that you'd like, and I would very much appreciate that. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. So the first deck that we're going to be using is the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. Beautiful deck, very nice size, has wonderful artwork on the front, and I love it because on the back it has all of the description right there instead of coming with a little booklet. So let's go ahead and begin. Spirit, what do we have for Leo for our mid-month check-in in October? What do we have for my Leos? I'm also a Leo as well, so maybe I'm a little biased. That's why I do the Leo readings first. That's my most dominant sign anyway. The next two most dominant signs are Cancer, so you can imagine what kind of a combination that is. Very, very fiery and emotional combination, I will say. If anybody else can relate, please comment below, because I find it so funny and I laugh at myself all the time with that. All right, Spirit, what do we have for the Leos? That card felt like it wanted to pop out, but it did not. All right, how many do we have there? Ooh. Well, there we go. I think 3 is too many for this specifically. This one wanted to stay down, so we're going to go ahead and keep that down. Anything else? We can go through one more shuffle to see if anything wants to come out. All right, that is it. Let's see what you have, Leo. Look at the beautiful artwork on the back. I love these cards. Okay, so we have healing and furred and feathered friends. So let's start with healing, shall we? The Lemurians were healers, naturally intuitive and accustomed to navigating energetic-based realities. We all have natural healing abilities that are advanced when we deepen our energetic awareness. When we perceive the world beyond the more well-known senses, we start to receive information and wisdom different from which stems from intellect. By tapping into life force consciousness and using this abounding energy alongside focused intention, we realize that anything is possible. Extend the margins of your awareness, revisit a situation from a broader perspective or higher vibration with a focus on healing. Perhaps the issue is simply an outdated or limiting perception placement. You have the ability to align to a fresh new timeline inspired by wholeness. So here's the front. and here is the back. Feel free to pause if you'd like to read it again yourself. So, universe is calling you to heal at this time, and not just heal, but to broaden your third eye perspective when it comes to healing. The more that we broaden our subconscious and even push that into our conscious mind, the deeper the healing energies can come in, and the deeper our healing gifts can come in. I'm actually in the process of doing that right now. So again, tap into that. Right now there's something in your life that must be healed, whether it's physically, energetically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Something in your life is being called to heal. And it could be something from now, or it could be something from your past. For a handful of you, I feel like it might be something that's very deep from your past. And like it said, the universe is calling you to look at that situation or those situations and broaden your mind, broaden your perspective, and look at it from a different angle, so that then you can start that healing process. Because some of you are almost trying to avoid that, and that's never a good thing, to avoid something simply because it's painful or because it's a shadow part of yourself that seems scary. Yes, dealing with your shadow side can be a very, very, I wouldn't say scary is the right word, because I don't like to put that energy out there, but it can be very unnerving. It can be very daunting, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Oh, guys, I wish you could help me out. Anyway, I feel like you guys understand what I mean, but it can be a task, and a very difficult one. But again, unless you do it, you're not allowing for that energy to be released, so that then you can include better energies into your life. So again, universe is calling you to heal, and to heal in a deeper way. There's some deep healing that needs to happen with you all right now, and it's possible. You just have to transcend those limitations that are in your mind about what healing is and what healing can do for you at this time, and go for it. Face it head on. Hey, that's what Leos do, right? Fire signs in general, that is what we do. We face things head on. Okay? So face it. Go through it. Go through the healing process. You need it right now, and watch how well it is going to do for you in the present and going into your future. All right? So let's go ahead and put this one over here. I hope you guys can see that when I rewatch the video. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to make sure that everything is seen. All right. Furred and feathered friends, animals are intuitive, sacred beings, and the wisdom keepers of many earth traditions. They are some of our most loving companions and have much to teach us, yet the treatment of some species is appalling. As our empathy expands, we see other beings and the quality of their lives as interconnected and equal to our own. We may be inspired to align our actions with our compassion to minimize the harm we do to the planet and her inhabitants. This card also signifies energetic bonds. You may have a greater awareness of the wisdom of the animals you encounter and their meaning for you. So a couple of things stuck out to me here, so I'm going to go with the more broad thing first, and then I'll go into a little more detail. So universe is calling you to not only pay attention to your relationship with Mother Earth, but pay attention to your relationship with the animals that you encounter in your life, whether that's an animal that you already have, or an animal that you just, you might see in passing. You might see a stray cat, a stray dog. For me, I see a lot of hawks, and hawks do signify something. They signify protection a lot of the time. So, of course, it's whatever it's going to mean for you, and you're going to have to do that research as to what that could entail for you in your life. But pay attention to those things. Animals are amazing creatures. They feel our energy, and thusly we can feel theirs as well. It's a mutual bond, it's a mutual relationship. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to what you're thinking, to what you're feeling when an animal crosses your path. Pay attention to what your animals do when you're doing something in your home or when you're making a decision. Animals can tap into that. And in my personal experience, especially cats, I love surrounding myself with cats. They are mini portals. They can hop dimensions, they can do all this crazy stuff. And cats, for me, I've always had a wonderful relationship with cats, and the things that cats do when I am around them really, really speak to me, and it could speak to you as well. So make sure that you stay aware of what your relationship is when it comes to plants, the earth, animals, anything that coexists with Mother Nature. And of course, like I said, if you own an animal, pay attention to that as well. Now that goes into detail, and this is not going to be for all of you, so again, take it how it resonates, but I'm getting the feeling that there are a certain number of you that are debating whether or not to house an animal at this time. It might be adoption, it might be you buying a new animal from somewhere, I don't know. But I believe, and I'm an animal lover, so, but I believe that if you've been trying to decide whether or not to get one, this is the universe's confirmation for you to go ahead and get that animal friend, because that's going to help you progress. And of course, going back to healing, animals help you to heal. So if you've been debating, but you haven't been really sure, I think now's a perfect time to get an animal. And of course, again, take it how it resonates. You know, having an animal is a responsibility, and I will never tell somebody to get an animal if they really feel like they're not ready. Because it is an emotional responsibility and a financial responsibility. But again, I do believe that for some of you, that if you've been going in that direction and you've been pretty sure, but you needed that last final push, this is it. So go ahead and get yourself a little animal friend and see how that helps with the healing and helps with, you know, figuring things out about the information that the universe is trying to give you, because the universe can try to give you information through animal friends as well. Okay? All right, the next deck that we are going to be using is Wisdom of the House of Night. This is a darker deck in regards to not dark energy, not dark, nothing like that, so don't worry. Everything that I do is light here. I am a light worker, a light being. I don't do darkness here. So, darker in... Oh, wow, I don't know what that was. Darker in the sense of the artwork and, you know, obviously the color of the deck. And also kind of has, you know, witchy vibes. I like this deck because of the witchy vibes it gives off. And I do love witches. Good witches, of course. Remember, everything is good here. Never worry about the energy that you are going to receive here. Everything is always light. All right, so let's go ahead and see what comes out for Leo. Let's go ahead and get some cards from this deck for Leo for the mid-month check-in in October. And you know, also, I just thought about it. It's spooky season. Hello, like let's get some spooky vibes up in here. That's why I think that's why I was, because I didn't even realize I didn't put two and two together when I intuitively chose this deck for today. But perfect vibes for spooky season. And then as you can see, I have one of my beautiful Scullies right here. She is a, I don't remember if it's Dragon's Blood or Bloodstone. Comment below if you remember or if you know which one it is, because I definitely don't remember. But yeah, she's beautiful and definitely gives off those you know, spooky vibes for this season. So this is, you know, it's fun. And obviously, as you can see, this one wanted to go ahead and come out, so let's go ahead and get that one. Anything else for my Leos for our mid-month check-in this month? I also have to be careful with the way that I shuffle these, because as you can see, the edges are sharp because they're square. So they can kind of hurt. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have. Oops. So we have differences, Look at the animals. We have cats. Oh my God. And I didn't even see this one either. Playful. Look, cats. I told you, cats. And, you know, some of you guys might not be keen on cats. I wasn't really keen on cats myself before I adopted my first baby, but cats are amazing. All right, so let's see. Let's start with differences, which is 36. Give me just a second to find it. Here we are, page 98. All right. Choosing the symbol for differences asks you to accept that you will not always agree with everyone and they may not always agree with you. As your goddess, I have seen many things since the beginning of time. Know that the intricate differences between all beings are sacred and good. You must learn to accept that others are not the same as you. It's important to allow others to express their own opinions. Consider the difference between an orange and an apple. Both are fruit, but they are different kinds. Is one more valuable than the other? I think not. All creatures, all beings, have the right to their uniqueness. Try to see and hear the other person's side if you can. So, very, very good. Universe is reminding you that if you are going through some kind of difficulty with someone, or I want to say something, but I have a feeling that it is with a someone, because that's normally how it is with human beings. It's normally between one person and the other, or one group and the other. People are always going to have differences. Those differences are unique, they are okay, and they are supposed to be embraced. Maybe not necessarily by you or by everyone, but they are meant to be embraced. And differences are a beautiful thing. You also have to remember that not everybody is going to be like you. Not everybody is going to like you because of your differences, and you might not like everybody because of their differences. But the universe is reminding you to make sure to look at that and embrace it. Don't start using that as fuel for, there's another word. Don't start using that as fuel for prejudice against someone else or against a group. Again, everybody has their differences, but these differences make us who we are. These differences make us beautiful and unique in our own way, and they should be embraced by everyone, even if you don't agree, even if, you know, there might be conflict sometimes with what you believe and what they believe, and, you know, your differences and their differences. Remember, at the end of the day, universe wants to remind you that at the core of it all, we are all souls. We are one. We are supposed to love each other no matter what. And of course, that love can only go so far when you're talking about, you know, people that genuinely are hateful beings or that exude this darkness and what have you. But even me, I do my very best, you know, innocent until proven guilty for me. I do my very best to see the light in everybody until they have just done so much wrong that I'm like, okay, I don't really know if there's that aspect in you to be that good individual that I thought that you could be. But all that to say, I do my best to embrace people's differences, to embrace, you know, what makes them them, and to brush my ego out of the way for a little while, and to remember that we are all one and the same. And we're just experiencing, we are the universe experiencing itself in different forms, in different ways, in different aspects. So that's what that is. But again, remember to allow others to express themselves, express their opinions. Really do your best to understand the people who are different from you. But also remember that, yes, these people are different from you. That was a very big wake-up call for me when, you know, I consider myself to be a decent human being, a good person, to be very forgiving, to be very loving. And when I would interact with people, it was very much a heartbreak for me to realize that some people aren't the same, but that is something that must be accepted. And people have their reasons, and to understand better makes you a more well-rounded individual, makes you more open, makes you a better listener, and really opens up your heart chakra and opens up your spirit. So remember to embrace as best as you possibly can. And if you're having a problem with that between you and somebody, or you and a certain group, remember that we are one in the same. And instead of looking at it as, oh, I don't want to understand you, you're too different from me, blah, 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 look at it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, to understand what they think, to understand what they feel. Because remember, that's not only doing them a service to feel like they're being heard, but it's doing you a service. Not only do you get to learn, but you're opening yourself up to positive energies because you are willing to grow and to learn and to be this well-rounded human being. All right? Okay, and then playful. 44. My child, life is not always so serious. Choosing this symbol means it's time to lighten up and be playful. No matter what you're asking about, this is the time to have a sense of humor. Smile and go do something fun. Life has a way of answering all questions when you're not looking. Wouldn't it be better if you were enjoying your life rather than just sitting around waiting for what you want to happen? Don't take yourself so seriously. It is time to lighten up and be playful. Know that when this symbol appears in your life, the fun is about to start. All right, so pretty self-explanatory, man. It's time to stop taking yourself so seriously. I'm getting a feeling that for a lot of you, there have been a lot of crazy ups and downs lately. Probably more downs than ups, I would say. But now is the time to look at those circumstances, to laugh at your circumstances, laugh at yourself, start having a good time, start having fun, maybe get back into hobbies that you've put to the side, or start going out more, or I don't know, whatever that means for you, take that however it resonates. But now is the time to be playful, to have fun. Stop taking life so seriously, because when you do that, not only are you closing yourself off to those positive energies and you're replacing them with stagnant, stressful energies, but oh, I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, so again, now is the time to laugh a little more, to be playful. That's what I was going to say, is not only does it do all of that, but it opens you up to receiving the things that you want, and you're not even focusing on that, because you're focusing on having a good time, you're exuding all that positive energy, that those good vibes, and the universe is going to give them back to you, whether you realize that or not, or you realize that you're putting them out there to have it come back to you. It will. But again, universe is saying, hey, Leo, it's time to stop taking life so seriously. Let's start having a little bit more fun. All right? Especially now, again, with everything that's going on in the world and all the craziness that's been happening. We need to increase these vibrations, not just for ourselves, but for the people around us. And when we do it for ourselves, it inspires the people around us to do the same. Okay? Let's all stand together. Let's start doing this. Let's start having fun, being playful, start laughing, start, doing the things that are going to increase those happiness vibes. All right? All right, and finally, you have all seen this deck before. But we're going to get some advice, some messages from Spirit. Okay? All right, Spirit, let's use this last deck to go ahead and get some needed advice for the Leos out there. So what do you have for my Leos out there? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oop. All right. Anything else? I'm going to do one more shuffle, even though we have a few already. Any other advice that you would like to give the Leos out there? All right, looks like we just have those three. Let's see what we have. Okay. There are obstacles ahead. You'll get through this. I really hope you guys can see it. Let me know if you can. So, once again, pretty self-explanatory, but life is full of obstacles. Life is full of those trials and tribulations, and universe is letting you know that there are obstacles that are going to be ahead of you, but that you're going to get through it. Listen, Leos are warriors. We are fire signs. We are powerful. Use that. Remember that. Remind yourself how much of a warrior you are as a Leo. And remember that you will get through all of these hardships and hard times. Okay? And it'll happen before you know it. Overthinking the situation is not healthy. Let go of obsessive thought patterns. Like I was saying with the playful card, when you delve into the stress and you overthink and you delve into these negative, stagnant energies, you're not leaving any room for growth. You're not leaving any room for the blessings to come in. So this might be what the healing's for, is to heal that part of yourself that constantly wants to get in your head and in your ego about the decisions that you make, or about the decisions that you're going to make, or whatever that is for you. You know what that is for you. Universe is letting you know, stop overthinking, let it go, allow your guides, allow the universe to help you, ask for that help, and start allowing yourself to let those positive vibes in, because that's one of the biggest parts of manifestation, is putting out the positive energy so that you can get it back. But you can't do that if you're constantly overthinking everything, because that keeps you in that low vibrational energy. So just remember that, okay? And last but not least, a destined event is coming. If you feel the energy, you're right. All right, so we have some, well, I don't know if, I'm not going to say that it's complete good news. Again, take this how it resonates, because a destined event could be perceived as positive, and it could be perceived as maybe a little bit of a stressful, change. But change is not necessarily bad either. Change allows room for growth, allows room for transformation, and that is a beautiful thing in itself. So whatever this means for you, I don't know what destiny event this is for you, but whatever energy that you're feeling surrounding this card, that's what that has to do with. So regardless of what it is, get excited. Something is going to happen. Something is coming into your life, and that is such an exciting thing. And, I hope to hear maybe for some of you, what that might be. And regardless, again, I believe that it is going to be a positive thing for you all, okay? All right, Leos, that is what I have for you for the mid-month check-in. So I will see you all in, what's the next month? November. I will see you all for the first reading of November, okay? Bye.